This is the PlayFader from Play All Day. It's a 2-channel CV and MIDI controller that uses just these 2 faders to do everything. And you can set up grooves, you can improvise melodies, you can bring in various CV tricks and fun stuff with this orange knob, all without having any skill whatsoever, which is part of the reason I was attracted to it. The other part of the reason I was attracted to it was that my mate Chris van der Hayden, who hopefully won't be too annoyed I'm showing this photo, I nabbed off him off the Erica Synths website, was raving about it at Super Booth, and Chris really knows his stuff. Here's another picture of him, again looking rather dapper, with Prince's keyboard player Dr. Fink at Prince's Paisley Park Studios, and his Wikipedia page describes him as one of the leading pioneers of the electronic dance music scene. So when Chris is raving about something, you tend to listen. Anyway, you might have already seen a quick demo of this by Hadge from Play All Day on the channel that he did at Super Booth, where he ran through the main functions really quickly. So here I thought I'd go through it in a little bit more depth, a little bit slower, so you can actually understand exactly what it does. Here it is then. It comes with this rather fetching rainbow wristband, and if I can do it as fast as Hadge, I don't think I can, not quite as slick. And then we can take the back off and reveal the faders. On the back here, we've got some switches for CV Sync or MIDI for in and out, which got MIDI and Sync in and out there. And we've got power, CV gate for play B, CV gate for play A, and then the comms, MIDI and Sync. It comes in this rather fetching sort of Fisher-Price yellow or black. I really like the yellow though. It's got a bit of a construction site, heavy equipment remote control aesthetic that I should really wear a sort of hard hat or something when I'm using it. But yeah, it's a cool little thing, and it comes with this MiVolt 9-volt adapter, so you can just plug it in to USB, which is how I've been using it. So let's plug it in. Got the Mini Brute 2 next to me, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the CV rather than the MIDI. I did have the Mini Brute out to look at the Mini Brute V software, but this is just much more fun. So play A, CV, and gate, and then we'll control the filter via this attenuator knob, fader B. Okay, let's just turn it on and off again then, so that we can know that we're starting from scratch. So this should all be working out. We'll be running internally, but you can't hear anything until you press either of the play buttons, depending on what they're doing. This one's sending the note CV and the gate. So there we go. Playing a chromatic scale there, we can change that. We've got chromatic, major, minor, user scale, and then we've got 2-volt range, 3-volt range, 5-volt range, or an 8-volt range. So we can use this with sort of pretty much anything. So this one in particular on the right, because that's sending the CV out here to the attenuator for the CV in for the cutoff on the Mini Brute, we'll make sure that scale is definitely on the 5. Notice we're on pickup mode with the sliders. Okay, so scale on this one, I don't want to use a chromatic, a major or a minor. I want to use a user scale. Let's actually put it onto a scale, shall we? So we'll put it onto the user scale. This is only playing C's, D sharps and G's, so it's a C minor triad. And I find by doing something like that, you're always in tune really with something. To change the user scale, we can hit Fun and Scale, and then we've got the octave there. These notes here with the sort of U on them are the ones that are active, and we can change the ones that are active just by hitting play B. So now we've got an F in there as well. There's the F. So we're starting to get somewhere, aren't we? And maybe I should just show you while we're getting up and running the way this sort of works with menus. So if we press Fun and Clear, we enter the global menu. So we've got the clock source there. It's internal at the minute. External will take it from MIDI or from sync, depending on the switches on the back. And then we've got the BPM. Let's whack that up a bit. Let's put it on 130, shall we? And then rate in, rate out, clock send off, or we've got transpose here as well. Transpose, clock off. But I'm not going to go through every single menu item. We'd be here all day. There's lots in here, even though it's a simple looking thing. To load or save, we hit Fun, Scale and Clear, and then we can load or save using the green or the red button. Red saves, green loads, and there's 8 different patches in there that you can save. Yellow and blue changes the gate length. The gate length at the minute is on about 50%. We can change that, but we're not quantizing the notes yet. So maybe let's quantize the notes. We hit time, we're unquantized. So we'll quantize to 16ths. Now we're getting there. So that one's working. What have we got on B? And move that. Okay, we're on to, what scale did I put that on? Yeah, 5. So play this. So play A is the notes and play B is the filter. Change this a little, add some release there to stop those little sort of clicky noises. Great, but we've not recorded anything yet. To record something into a loop, we hit loop while we're playing, so we'll... And now we've got something looped, we've got to stop and start it. You stop and start using orange, yellow and blue and the red button. So now it's time to start playing with that. We can clear notes off it by hitting clear when we're playing it, so. So now I've cleared those notes from the performance. We can now add extra ones, so. And they don't all have to be in 16ths. We could change that. Let's change the time to 888, shall we? Do it again. There we go. Nice little loop that actually. And we're up and running, aren't we? The loop length at the minute is on 16 steps. We can change that, so hit orange and yellow, and we can increase that to 32, up to 64. If we hit the red button as well, we then change it. I'm just trying to make sure that you can see on camera, and we can change it by individual steps, so you don't have to have 4, 8, 16, 32, 48 or 64. You can have anything you like. Let's put it onto 32. And now that will have copied the first 16 onto 32. That's not the most attractive sounding of things, but I'm trying to show you there the flexibility that you don't have to just have 16ths. So in there, we've got a 32 step bar, and in that we've got 8 triplets or 8 triplets and 16ths as well. But let's maybe clear that and start again and get something a bit funkier sounding. So let's keep it on to 16 steps for now. So to clear that whole thing, we press clear, loop, and clear this one. All clear, and now we're starting again. So if we play something, nothing's playing. Yeah, I like that. Before I sync this up with a beat, I'll just increase the release on these. And what I'm going to show now is that you don't have to have it playing with a sequencer, like as a constant 16ths or triplets or whatever. If we press and hold time, we've got auto there, which is the mode we're on at the minute. We've also got single notes, and we've got free CV as well. Put it onto single notes, and then we look at our time and take that from 16ths and bring it down to unquantized. We can just play notes. So you can just add nice sort of big ambient sounds if you want. Let's increase the length of those notes as well. Just have a little play around with what I'm getting on the Arturia. Okay then, I'm going to sync it up with Logic now. For MIDI, we'll put the MIDI input into the far left. I think this is a type A connector. It comes with it anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. Timing, we'll put that back onto auto, so it plays with the sequence. Time, take that off unquantized, put it onto quantized, onto 16ths. And then the time, or the length, or the gate length, we'll bring back down to about there. And if I play Logic, yeah, sounds good, like that. So over the top of that then, without recording it, we can just play different notes, bring different things in, and obviously we can play with the CV or on the filter as well. And we can record stuff on the fly as well. I've not mentioned yet that we've got 2 buffers, so that's in both buffers at the minute. If we hit fun and time together, we can see we've got the 2 buffers. These 2 little digits at the bottom, these little dashes are the 2 buffers. So let's go and play 1. Now play 2. We'll change 2. Back into 1. We've also got a latch on this. That's what the green key is for as well. So we can latch, we can hold what we're doing on either of them. So that's held on now. We can hold this G. So they're really your main play modes, I'd say. I mean, you can still go in, we can play stuff in triplets if we want over the top of that. It's just so much fun to be had, and we've not even looked at fun yet. So let's take a look at this orange fun button. If we double click it, we can see the different type of fun we can have with it. Got roll, slice, sustain, pitch bend, LFO, and randoms. Let's take a look at a couple of these, the ones I've been using at least anyway. So, whoops, press it twice. So roll, rolls on that step. Let's take a look at another one. Sustain, this is nice, it just increases the gate length. And when we're holding full down, the two sliders are doing different things. So on this one, for example, this is increasing the sustain length, and then B is changing the retrigger period. It's easiest to see this actually if we go to LFO. Where are we? LFO. So on LFO, this is the LFO rate, and this is the amount of CV change that the LFO is delivering, the height of the LFO, as it were. So if we play again, so I'm applying an LFO to B, which is the cutoff. This is the rate of that LFO. This is the size of it. If we apply the LFO to A, we'll get notes changing. So lots of fun to be out there. Again, let's try another one. Let's go to slice. This takes a slice, obviously. And here, A is the start of the slice, and B is the length of that slice. So let's just see what happens, shall we? Let's play again. A couple of other things that are worth a mention are the CV and MIDI menu. If we hold fun and clear, so that's basically the main menu, and then we press each of the, or either of the play A or play B buttons, we get the MIDI menus and the CV menus for these as well. So on A, we've got volt per octave, 1.2 per octave, or hertz per volt. Is that right? Or hertz volts. Again, so that's your MS-20 or your Buchla. We've got this chord mode. I'll show you this chord mode in a minute. But also we've got CCs, so we can change the CC value on each of those. So MIDI channel, octave, and the CC value. So if you want to change the, I don't know, 74, which is normally the cutoff on a soft synth, you can do it with that. Then you've got the gate length as well. So just a few little extra bits in there. But I think if we look at this chord mode, because this is a really nice, where are we? Note CC, note bend, CC, chord. So we've got different chord modes. I think one's major, one's chromatic, and then S is based on the user scale. So I've set this up with Arturia Voices, I think it is. And if I play something, that's pretty cool, isn't it? So like I say, I mean, I've been jamming around with beats and stuff. Doesn't have to be for that. You can put nice pads, pianos, whatever you like through it. In fact, let's change fader B to send MIDI CC out. So where are we? MIDI note CC, CC. And then if we go to the next one, channel 1, it's fine. CC, so let's change that to, I'm just looking at what it's got on there, on this Arturia Augmented Voices. FXB is 18. 18 is FXB, don't know what that is, but let's have a play anyway. It's not doing much. Let's try this morph instead. So go to 71, is that? Maybe not the best sound to try that on, but you get the idea. It's controlling CCs via MIDI. And now I think I might have just about covered everything. So in conclusion, I think this is a really fun and innovative bit of kit. It's just so handy for live tweaking and coming up with a groove really quickly. Within a couple of bars of starting, you've always got something rather funky. But it doesn't have to be for 4 to the floor type of stuff either. You've got any bar length from 1 to 64, and you can do nice ambient stuff, ambient noodling. You know, you really don't need any keyboard skills. Plug in your user scale and off you go. You do have to familiarise yourself with the control, so when you get it, you will be looking at this manual a fair amount, which, if I'm honest, takes a couple of hours to really get into, but they are a couple of really enjoyable hours. Most of the time you spend learning it, you're coming up with really nice little grooves. And my only issue was that I didn't have the camera rolling. I was coming up with so many nice little bits and bobs. I wish I'd recorded it all. Obviously, you can record or save up to 8 different patterns or grooves in there for channels A and B, so 8 tracks maybe, but learning the buttons isn't actually that hard once you get your head around it. I found that these 2 are the global menu, these 3 are load and save, these 2 are to do with the sort of the loops, so the loop length and copy and pasting. These 3 are for the transport, and once you've got your head around that, all those other little things like double tapping and the rest of it all just sort of fall into place. It's actually not that hard to get to grips with at all, but as I say, it's a fun couple of hours working it all out. So if you are in the market for a little groove box sort of inspirational tool thing to come up with sort of funky grooves on the fly for live or whatever, or for, as I say, ambient noodling, this is really worth a look. Really good fun, and You don't have to play it as manically as I do in half of my demos. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please subscribe, ring the bell, join me over on Patreon. The channel is funded by affiliate links, YouTube ads, and my wonderful patrons, who for the price of a dodgy coffee a month get access to patches, samples, tutorials, presets, all sorts of little bits and bobs. And do take a look at starskycar.com as well. I've got patches, I've got samples there, stuff to buy and free stuff, but just pick up some of the cheaper bits, maybe like the TR606 sample pack, $3, going through lots of different effects from the studio. Quite nice, but it really does all help to support the channel. So thanks for staying to the very, very end. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Do check this out, and I will see you next time.